Hey, what's up YouTube? I always say like this is the biggest prop firm payout I got, and it's another video about payouts. So it's been hell of a ride being in this position, and you might be getting tired of me like saying this, that this is gonna be my biggest payout again for this month. But this one is too good not to share. I'm in a constant level of trying to scale my trading, level up my trading in order to get more payouts. So when I say making more risk, that would mean getting more accounts. I'm scaling my prop firm capital from trading into one account to now trading up to 20 account with Apex. Just changed the game for me. The reason why I'm making this video is because I've realized I've came a long way. I was live streaming last week, Friday, and I look back throughout my videos and I realized, damn, I'm at a place where I dream of. Like 3-4 years ago, this is where I want to be. And I feel like I should be making video just so I can look back in the future and see how I improve from here, right? Because I don't want to stop here. I want to keep leveling up my trading game, and this video is a testament of like what I'm doing now. So when I look back like 5 to 10 years from now, I have something to look forward to. It's crazy because in June 8, 2024, I made my first prop firm payout video with my funded futures, and I made $1,000. And when I made that video, it's a first payout, but it was a time when I'm still in a losing position, right? Even though I made payout, the expense I spent is way higher than what I made. But it's nice to be in a position where I'm just using the prop firm capital, like the finances or the payout I get with prop firms from buying challenges. But yeah, let me just walk you through, guys, how I got into this level and what I've learned from it. Basically, in this video, I'm gonna talk to you guys like the strategy I use, which is just the same that I've been using, and how I scaled my prop firm capital from trading one account up to now 20 account, and maybe this will help you psychologically as well, and what the payout process as well with Apex, I guess, because there's a new account that was introduced with Apex, and I'm just gonna give you guys my review on what the payout process now looks like. And yeah, so let's begin. Alright guys, so this is my TradeZilla. So TradeZilla ang gamit ko to journal my trades or have a statistics of my trades. So I feel like I should be showing to you guys this month of March. So this is the month of March across my 20 accounts, as you can see right here. So I've been trading this account for the past 3-4 months as far as I know. So since November, yung mga account ko, or since December, yung mga account ko are already like available. So yeah, December, I've been trading them since December, and until now, I'm trading them, those 150k. Pero yung mga 50k accounts ko are just recently traded this year, and I think I have like 1 month trading or 2 months, like 30 days. So 2 months later on, I'll show you guys, but I want to show you guys this. So the crazy thing is I made 65k, right? Across 20 account. That is very important to know na 20 account ito. Across 20 account, this is how much I made. Tapos yung trades na nakikita nyo dyan, it says 80, but the reality is 20 lang yung account, so that might just be a 4 trade kasi per account is equivalent ng isang trade. I-divide nyo yan mga by 20, alright? So makita nyo dito, chat, I have like 65k this month of March, and my win rate is just 50%, and my average win-loss ratio is 1.41. So nothing crazy. People ask me like, how do I avoid tilt? This is how I do it. Like, I'm just trying to look at this calendar and try to accept to myself, okay, losses are fine. Losses are gonna happen. You just have to man up and then take your day. Essentially, if I have a 50% win rate, chances are 50% of my days are gonna be red. If natalo ako, dapat matanggap ko yung sarili ko. Who are you to say na dapat hindi ka matalo? When I live in front of many people, in front of you guys, I have to keep in mind, I'm not the best trader. I have losses. Chances are, if I go into this market this day, 50% chance is I'm gonna take a losing trade, right? So that's how I have a bigger picture na I shouldn't be making tilt, or I should avoid tilting things that would make me trigger to tilt, because I have to trust the long-term data I had, which is this PNL calendar, and also like my win rate, my average win-loss ratio across this account. Definitely there's more to improve, right? I would say the average win-loss ratio, this should be at least 1:2. This is way too low. But later on, we're gonna discuss why I have such a low average win-loss ratio, or RR, 1.41. But yeah, I don't trade na, 1:1.4 lagi yung trade. No, that's not how I trade. I'm very discretionary, and yeah, we'll talk more about that in this video. As you can see right here, you can see na I took this trade. So I have this stop loss above here, above this high. So this trade is 1:5. My risk here is about $500. So you can see there are days na naghahanap ako ng big runners. And there are certain criteria that I look for before I engage kapag maghanap ako ng big runners na trade. But most of the time, I'm just doing basic. So one thing I always preach sa YouTube channel ko is just being comfortable with basic. So as you can see here, let me just put my trading view. Okay, let's just clean this chart, right? So one of my strategy is just looking for a basic. So when I say basic, I'm just looking for 1:1, or sometimes it's even negative risk to reward ratio. This is the reason why I have a low RR, because there are times na nagtitrade ako ng negative RR. So at most 0.8, I would look for a move something like this, 10 points on NQ, and then so this is what it looks like for your reference. That stop ko is something like this. So this is probably not the best, but somehow it works for me in the long run, right? Naghahanap ako ng trade na 10 points lang, and then this trade, like this amount of move right here, this is a 10 points trade, right? 10 points is equivalent of $200. And the reason why bakit ako nag-build ng edge na base dito, because Apex has a trailing drawdown. Trailing drawdown is something that you should be very careful of kung naghahanap ka lagi ng home runs. Kaya na-force ako mag-trade ng ganito. But dahil wala na yung mga account ko with trailing drawdown, now I'm open to holding more to a trades, right? Open ako to idea of taking trades that are more in a longer time frame. One of the strategy na ginagamit ko when taking a base it is, let's say we have a good uptrend, right? We have a good uptrend. What I'm simply looking for is a hunt of a sell side liquidity. For instance, this is a 5 minutes time frame, right? 5 minutes. And then we swept this low. Kapag nag-trade tayo lower here, I would immediately look for 30 seconds. Why 30 seconds? Ang 5-minute higher time frame, I use 30 seconds as confirmation. So inside this 5 minutes right here, kapag meron tayong fair value gap here, we traded into it and displays higher, magda-drop ako sa 30 seconds to look for 30 seconds for value gap. So I would just enter into this and then look for 10 points. Even though if I think the market is gonna trade here or gonna trade up here, kunyari 30 seconds FVG to, let's say we have 30 seconds here, maglulong lang ako dito with the 12-point stop, not even this low, with the 12-point stop, tas na-targetin ko lang 10 points, right? Even though I think the market is gonna go here, ang kukunin ko lang doon is 10 points for a basic, $200. I just keep doing that over and over again until makapag-compound ako ng more profits into my account. And then, if I see a very, very good trade, those are the trade na talagang nag-hold ako ng mas matagal. So, usually yung mga trade ko na naghahanap ako ng mga bigger runners are those trades na naghahanap ako ng more confluence. For me, a more confluence trade is multiple time frame na nag-align. So, for instance, your daily 1 day is bullish, your 4 hour is bullish, right? Your 1 hour is bullish, and then your 15 minutes is bullish. Kapag nakita kong ganyan yung market and also yung correlation with other markets such as the dollar or oil, for instance, if I think yung NQ babagsak siya, I wanna see dollar pushing higher. DXY, I wanna see oil pushing higher right now. So, yeah, I use those confluence. I look at multiple markets whenever I wanted to see a big runner trade. And yung mga trade na yon na hinahanap ko, dapat nag-align siya with the right day, with the right intermarket analysis, kung ano ginagawa ng ibang market, and also yung news, what day is it today? Is it a day before NFP? Is it a day before FOMC? Is this a type of day na dapat ako maghanap ng longer runs, right? Sometimes I would even pyramid in those positions. So siguro out of 1 month, you might see a home run trades na 3 beses, 4 na beses. And sometimes you are not around. It's just, it is what it is. Sometimes busy ka sa buhay, you just won't be able to get it. I could talk more and more on and on and on about sa strategy ko, and this could take hours and hours. But yeah, I'm simply looking for a basic and trying not to be greedy. Tapos meron akong max loss per day and I don't have a max profit, but as much as possible, I want to stay within the consistency rule of Apex, because right now I'm still trading the legacy account, so 30% pa rin yung consistency rule ko. I don't have the brand new products yet, so tinitrade ko pa rin yung mga old accounts ko, no? Max loss as much as possible. In 50k account, I try to have a max loss between 400 to 500. People are asking me like, how much ba dapat yung risk ko? The risk you should be taking is something that number one, you should be comfortable at. Dapat yun yung number one. Kapag nag-enter ka sa position, dapat hindi mo mismanage yung position. So what I mean is, if nag-enter ka here, you have predefined risk of X amount. Dapat comfortable ka na ma-hit yun. Kapag hindi ka comfortable, ibig sabihin sobrang taas ng risk mo sa market. For me, personally, I like to be doing 200 to 300 per trade. So kung meron akong 2,000 na drawdown, this would take me about 10 losses in a row bago ko ma-blow yung account. Ask yourself, posible ka bang matalo ng 10 beses in a row para ma-blow yung account? So dapat tingnan mo sa ganung picture. So if you paid, let's say overall, right? Wag ka masyadong magpo-focus sa PNL. Isa pa yon. Wag kang magpo-focus sa PNL kasi ang risk mo talaga is the evaluation fee na you paid for. For instance, you paid for your PA account, let's say $120. Ito yung risk mo. Kasi pag na-blow mo yung account, ito yung matatalo sa'yo. Don't think of it, oh shit, ang laki ng natatalo ko sa account ko, $200 per trade. Don't focus too much on that one kasi yung risk mo ito, right? Itong $120. Yeah, it's up to you. If 200 for you is too much, try trading $100. Right? So, kung matatalo ka ng 20 times in a row, mabublow yung account. Kung meron kang 2,000 na drawdown. Okay? That's how you should do it. Tingnan nyo ilang trades bago mablow yung account na tuloy-tuloy ka matalo before siya mablow. Another thing is that kailangan maging comfortable ka on that. Kung matalo ka ng 2 to 3 trades a day, tas na-hit mo na yung max loss mo, you should be okay walking away. Close your charts. Don't do anything. Just stop trading. That's number one. Tas tingnan mo kung ano yung mga nagtitrigger ng tilt mo. So, tilt is you lose control over yourself. Nag-click ka na lang ng button, you're just trading and trading and trading non-stop hanggang ma-blow mo yung account, right? You're doing like 1 week, doing pretty good, then may isang araw na na-blow mo yung account because you tilted. That is a very dangerous spot to be in. So yeah, just stop trading. So you have capital on the day, which is yung DD. You have DD, okay? Daily drawdown. Yan yung personal daily drawdown mo. Personally, I would go for 400 for 50k account to 500. Tapos, as much as possible, yung mga max profit mo at least should be 1.5 of this times 1.5 or 2. Ibig sabihin, if na-hit mo tong 750 to 1,000, you should stop trading. Hanggat maaari, dapat yung mga winning days mo mas malaki sa losing days mo. Para kahit papano, kahit na natatalo ka ng max loss, daily loss day, you're still ending up with a positive. Okay? Tapos, isa pa is, again, di ba meron kang daily drawdown, $500? Meron ka din mental drawdown. MTD. Ano ba yung mental drawdown? So, you start 9:30, right? You're excited. You feel like you're gonna crush the market. Ito yung mental capital mo, MTD, alright? Ito yan, isipin mo, jar to. As you go forward, as you're watching the chart, etong mental capital mo, nababawasan yan, pababa na ng pababa, okay? So, the signs depends on you. Kung paano mo malalaman na pababa ng pababa yung mental capital mo. So, napupunta tayo sa drawdown mentally on that particular day. And eto, kapag naubos yan, pwede yan mag-cause ng tilt. Ibig sabihin, nagtitrade ka na lang in order for this to get full again. Let's say you started the day with $300 profit, right? And then, nag-trade ka $400 drawdown. Now, yung mental capital mo nabawasan. Kasi iniisip mo, oh, damn, 300 na ako kanina, ngayon down ako 400. So, nabawasan yung mental capital mo. Ang sinasabi ng system mo, oh, I am done 2 to 3 trades a day. But, gusto mong bumalik yung mental capital mo. Gusto mong ma-fulfill ulit yung dopamine mo na naramdaman mo nung up ka ng 300. So, magte-trade ka na magte-trade and then ended up, you're going to drain your mental capital then eventually blow your account. So, very important na alam mo rin dapat yung mental drawdown mo on the day when you should stop trading regardless of what the market is gonna do. So now, let's go back to, this is a good example. Look at this. It's still going, but I have to be okay na di na ako dapat mag-trade. Like, it moved 100 points or 50 points more since I exit, but I should be comfortable of not being able to participate in this ride anymore because my system says, hey, stop trading. Alright guys, so this is my PA accounts. These are 20 account, and as you can see, I've been trading this account since ito mga 150k have been traded since December 11 of 2025. So 4 months na rin yata, 4 months na rin according to my calculation. And the payout I got from this accounts is probably twice only. Pwede ako ulit mag-request, but I'm gonna request next week. I'm just trusting the process, sticking to that calendar, sticking to that journal na meron ako, na kailangan hindi ako ma-fall into trap ng trying to be tilted in one day and blowing them. Tapos itong mga 50k account ko, I've been trading them since, let's see, since February 3. So, almost 3 months na sila. So, yeah. February 3 and then yung 150k ko is 4 months. Okay? Then, let's go to payout history. This is the payout I got from the month of March. If we total everything for the month of March, this is approximately around 42 or 43. So, just do the math, chat. Here is it. And makikita nyo dito, chat, kung kailan ko siya na-request and kailan siya na-approve. So, as you can see, I requested the payout on March 19 and then na-approve siya the next day. So, na-approve yung 19,000 the next day by March 20. And then, March 24, nag-request ako ng payout ng another $22,000. Then, na-approve siya ng March 26. So, 2 days later, which is pretty normal. I know there's a lot of mixed reviews with Apex. Some people don't like it kasi daming hinihingi, nadideny yung payout nila. But, yeah, the reason why, in my opinion, most people like get their payout denied is because they broke a rule. And makikita na yung mga rule right now dito sa trade violation. Madalas kasi hindi nila alam what is MAE rule, what is 5:1 rule, what is consistency rule. So maraming trader ang hindi nila alam yon. Makikita nyo na dito, chat, sa trade violation section, etong nyo dito sa accounts kung kailan kayo nag-breach ng rule. So makita nyo dito, this is the last time I breach a rule, which is on January 30. But I haven't broke any rules as of late. And I'm trying my best not to break any rules kasi pwedeng ma-deny ang payout mo. And the good news is with the brand new products, hindi na ma-deny yung payout mo because you now have a daily loss limit. Tinanggal na nila yung mga MAE and all that stuff. Just to finalize, again, let's just assume na isa lang yung account ko. Ayan, inano ko isa lang. You can see I only made $3,600 sa isang account. The reason why it may seem na malaki o marami yung nakuha ko because I'm trading multiple accounts. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again but in a span of multiple accounts, right? Isa pa yon, paano mag-scale with a prop firm is that you just have to trade that account individually at first. So, kailangan mag-trade ka muna ng one account and as you get more payouts, as you get more comfortable with your financial capacity, kailangan nasa sayo kung gusto mo mag-scale. If okay ka na sa isang account, pa 2K ka lang per month or 4K per month, then that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But if you want to evolve, if you want to push to that next level, you need to buy more account and then do the same strategy that you've been doing. Just be careful. Do not try to scale quickly. Huwag kayong magka-copy trade. You have no business copy trading account if hindi ka pa nakakuha kahit isang payout lang. The best thing to do is just trade one account at a time while building your system, while building your edge. Tapos pag okay ka na sa strategy mo, sa tingin mo, kaya mo na to, na test mo na, nakakuha ng payout multiple times, and then you are financially well, wala kang pressure sa sarili mo, then yeah, you can start trading multiple accounts. But don't try to go for 20 immediately. You can just go for 3, 5, 10, and as you go forward, you can trade 20. Pero do not try to scale to 20 immediately just after one payout. It is different ballgame mentally. Remember what I said, yung mental drawdown? That mental drawdown, mas mabilis yun ma-deplete kapag mas maraming account yun tinitrade mo kasi you have more at risk. Mas malaki yung capital na inallocate mo at risk, which is why kahit na yung normal na $100 risk, $200 risk, baka mag-hesitate ka because you're now risking multiple accounts, in which case, mas mahal na yung matatalo sa'yo na ginastos mo sa challenge fee. Isa pa is trade your evaluation the way you will trade your PA if never ka pa nakakuha ng payout. Kasi if you cannot trade the evaluation with the normal risk management, hindi ka rin makakuha ng payout with the normal risk management. Okay? The only time na you should be risking more sa evaluation mo is kapag confident ka to get a payout and also kapag malapit na matapos yung subscription date ng account mo. Let's say meron ka na lang 1 week to pass the account. Then yeah, you can start risking 500, 1,000, up to you. Pero personally, I'm risking too much on an eval. I would oftentimes risk 1,000 to 2,000 in one trade or 2 trades. So basically 2 trades, blow na yung account pag mali ako, and I would pass the account with 1 to 2 trades. And the reason I only do that is because I am confident in my ability na makakuha ko ng payout. Plus, I am in a position right now na I am financially well. Kahit ma-blow yung account ko, hindi maapektuhan yung psychology ko because I am set. I am not gonna be poor even if I blow this account right now. I know trading is hard, but just keep going. If this is something you want to do, just trade responsibly. Do not try to risk what you cannot afford to lose because trust me, if you are trading the capital you are not willing to lose, let's say it is a bill na it is a money that you have to pay the bill with, mas mahirapan ka mag-trade. You're not going to be be able to trade successfully doing that. So, importante ang income outside of trading. If you have a good income outside, you will do well in trading. So, which is why, hindi porket na-experience ko to, may experience nyo rin. Everyone has a different path, everyone has different approach, and I'm just saying my personal experience. I got into this position because I'm not in a place to need money, and I'm getting better each day kasi I'm focusing on process of trading rather than me having to make payout now just to pay the bill. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video. I feel like it's been too long already, but yeah, it's been nice to be in this position, and yeah, I'm excited to what is coming to next. So yeah, peace out, chat.